Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, November the 3rd. I'm just curious how many people are going to be here and how many of you forgot to set your clocks back or forgot that I would be setting my clock back and that the chat would actually be starting now. Or let me think. Actually, it would be late. It would be people that thought that we should have already started. Anyway, hello and happy Sunday, everybody. I'm Kelly. This is IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. Tonight we are going to be talking about a whole lot of stuff, so I'm going to talk really fast, as if I don't always talk really fast. If you're brand new though, please let us know. I know we had at least a couple of new people who had messaged me about how to find the live chat, so I'm hoping that they will be here. Hello Marlene, because I would love to say hello to you. So again, if you're brand new, please let us know. We would love to welcome you. And hello Scott, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a minute. Yeah, so we're going to have a good time tonight, I think. The weather in Knoxville is fantastic. Like, we literally could not order any better weather. Karen and I have had some great and successful days of walking. So pretty outside, so nice outside. And hello John from the road. So he's in an undisclosed location tonight. And hello Lynn, hello Sarah. And John is actually an hour behind us right now. And hello Elaine. So he got an extra hour of sleep last night because the time changed, and he's an hour behind us now. So did he technically get 2 extra hours? I don't know. He's going to argue with me about that. But hello, Carol Lou. I think I already said hello to Elaine. Hello, Marianne. Hello, Mary from Pittsburgh. Good to see you. And hello, Melvie. Hello, Carol Ann. Awesome to see you here tonight. And hello, Trish from California. So again, we have somehow already quickly, rolled our way down into November somehow. And if you are one of the states that participates in daylight savings time, we're here. I think we're on daylight savings time right now. I always get confused which one we're on. But here in Knoxville, here in Tennessee, it is, and I'm going to keep looking at that clock. There's a clock right up here, and I'm going to keep looking up there and panicking because I can't reach it. So that clock says it is 9:04 or 9:02, and it is actually just 8:02 because here in Tennessee, our clocks rolled back. So I'm just curious, do we have anybody from a state that did not roll back? Oh, hold on, and I think there is one of my, there's one of my new people. Hello, Vicky from Colorado. It's good to see you, everybody. Vicky, everybody. Hello, Sandra from Naperville, Illinois, and hello, Sarah. It is so good to see you. So y'all go ahead and welcome her. So we've got a lot to talk about tonight. Today is Sunday, November the 3rd, in case you're just sliding in here. John is on location somewhere. I don't know. He drove for like 10 hours today, and so wherever he got to in 10 hours, that is where he is. The girls have not been home all weekend, so it's been kind of weird. Like, I finished a book, I got a Netflix series finished, I'm here with y'all. It's just gonna be weird. And yeah, Sarah says it's gonna be pitch dark at 4 o'clock. Yeah, not quite 4, but it's gonna be super early. And hello Melissa, good to see you. I'm waiting to see if somebody pops in here in a minute because we have something special to say to them if they do. But a little bit of news as we get started tonight. First thing is, today is the beginning of the what do you eat in a day challenge over in the If You Have an Egg Facebook group. So Julie every week hosts a different challenge, and we've had a lot of people talking about Weight Watchers, not Weight Watchers, other plans. Hello Anna, good to see you. Being diabetic, not being diabetic, pre-diabetic, not pre-diabetic, using a GLP, not using a GLP, We've had lots of discussion, which I am super happy about. We do not just have to talk about Weight Watcher stuff while we're over there. But Julie, we just wanted to know, since we've got so many people doing so many different things in our If You Have an Egg group, she wanted to know. And hello Sylvia from Oklahoma. Oh no, stormy Oklahoma? No, keep it there. We'll take some rain, but no, don't want any storms. But so she decided, since we have so many people doing so many different variations of Weight Watchers or whatever, she did the challenge for this week is, what do you eat in a day? And hello Hattie, and hello Barbara from Bonau. So that's the challenge in the If You Have an Egg group this week. I think it's going to be interesting. I've already seen Orlando Debbie has already posted something over there. We've been working on lightening some meals up. That's what our challenge was last week. So I think this is going to be interesting, and I hope that y'all really will post in that one, because a lot of people just don't know, like, they don't know where to start or don't know what to eat, or they're bored and they need something else to eat. So I think this is a great one. Thank you, Julie, for that. She nailed it, I think, this week. So what do you eat? What do you eat in a day? And thank you, Sylvia. This is a hand-me-down from Casey's, so yeah, but I love it. Okay, next little bit of news. Now we have a taco recall. Okay, it's taco, enchilada, quesadilla, stir fry, and salad meal kits produced by Razor's Fine Foods. Racer, I don't know how to pronounce it, R-E-S-E-R, Risers, Fine Foods. They were recalled earlier this month due to the inclusion of recalled chicken, which I think might have been part of some other recalls, but it was recalled chicken from an ingredient supplier called Bruce Pack. Hello, Marlene from Florida. From Bruce Pack. Bruce Pack sounds really familiar from the last couple of weeks, so I think it has finally worked its way over into some pre-prepared foods. So Bruce Pack has an issue. There are some foods that have tested positive, and hello, Orlando Debbie, I just mentioned you. They have some foods that have been contaminated possibly with listeria. All of the impacted products have now been, they've now been given a Class 2 recall, and I understand from my research that a Class 2 recall means that if you develop or if you catch listeria, I guess, from any of this food, that it is, oh, how did they say it? I didn't copy it in my notes, but it is reversible or whatever, I guess, basically, that you could recover from it. So they're not anticipating any deaths. They're not anticipating any major illnesses, but if you have taco, hello, Anita, it's good to see you. So if you have anything that was packaged by Bruce Pack and sold by Razor's Fine Foods, and I am going to include the link in the chat, but it's tacos, enchiladas, quesadillas, stir fry, or salad mixes that have that chicken from them in there. You might want to check it out. Okay, and hello, Rita, good to see you. Also, quick response, super quick. We're not going to dwell on this, okay? Super quick response to the questions that I'm getting about the the Weight Watchers app updates. Mine has not updated. I've seen a glimpse of a couple of people's, but I do not have, there's no one close to me. Like Karen's has not updated. Hello, Dalton. So Karen's has not updated. Gwen's has not updated. I don't believe Melissa or Ann's have updated. So nobody who's close to me that I could actually look at their app, none of those people has their app updated to this new, whatever this new format's going to be. So y'all know I'm not going to talk about it until I can actually see it for myself, try it for myself, see what it's doing. I mean, it has not completely rolled out. So hello, Jonna. It is not completely rolled out. Aloha, Kathy. It's in beta, I think. Yeah, I didn't think yours had, Melissa. So I will not be talking about it until it's actually updated, because I'm not going to give you all any information until I have it. Okay. And Vicky says in Colorado, they told him it would be December. That's probably very likely true, but I know some people, it has rolled out for some people, again, because it's, because it's a test thing. Okay, so we're not going to talk about it though, okay? So stop talking about it until I can try it out for myself firsthand. Y'all know I do not give you any information that I don't know firsthand, haven't tried firsthand, whatever, so I appreciate your patience while we wait, but that's a broad, generic answer to say I'm not answering your question. That's awful. Okay, and before we go to the next thing, we all have to pause for just a minute because we have a brand new 50-year-old in our midst. So if everybody would stop and sing happy birthday to Anne. She is celebrating her 25th anniversary of her 25th birthday. So I can't sing, but we're going to sing really quickly. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy 25th anniversary of your 25th birthday, dear Anne. Happy birthday to you. Yay! And many more. Okay. Looks like she had a great day, though. Okay. Now, on to the next thing. The next thing is on to Turkey Day. So, although the stores in here in Knoxville seem to have skipped, they seem to have just gone from Halloween, boom, Christmas. So they have completely skipped Turkey Day. I think I saw just a couple of things that were even turkey related or like Thanksgiving related or whatever. So we've gone Halloween clearance candy, blah, and now Christmas has like exploded everywhere. So as of when I was typing the notes for the chat, we had just over 24 days to get ready. You're welcome, Ann. We had just over, and I don't sing for many people, Ann, just know that. But we have as of when I was typing these chat notes earlier, we have just over 24 days until Thanksgiving. We have just over 24 days to get ready. My family has already started thinking about our food list. We've already started making our food list, and actually I think our food list is made now. My sister-in-law sent out a group chat this morning and said, hey y'all, I'll get the house ready for a good time. Y'all have to bring all the food. So we've got our list made. So I'm just wondering how your list is coming, because trust me, we will be talking about Thanksgiving the next couple of weeks, because it is coming up in under 24 days. I'm also including in the notes this week a Thanksgiving countdown clock. So just in case you weren't already panicking enough about when Turkey Day is coming, there will be a link to a Thanksgiving countdown clock included for free. I didn't make it. Anyway, for free in your notes. Okay, and thank you very much, Rita. So next thing I need to know is who went to an in-person workshop this week. So give me some thumbs ups. Give me some thumbs ups if you went to an in-person workshop this week, or if you attended a Zoom workshop this week. And give me some hearts if you were here with us live last week, or if you watched later on demand. So let's see some thumbs ups and some hearts. Let's see that, everybody. Yep, we got a lot of thumbs ups going on. So it looks like quite a few of y'all went to in-person workshops. There's some hearts. There's some hearts. Rita's got it all. Ann did both. And I know, because I saw you. Melissa did both. I saw you too. Amazing. Carol Ann went to an in-person workshop. Fantastic. And Lynn did both. So bravo to everyone who went to in-person workshops this week, did Zoom workshops, or was here with us live on Sunday like Sarah was. So now that we painted up those bravo stickers, let's chat just a little bit about last week. Last week was chat number 368, and we were talking about shrinking the S's. We were talking about S words, swords for 400, Alex. In case you didn't see that one, you need to go back and watch it, because I'm not going to do the whole Sean Connery bit again this week. But we talked about shrinking it, swapping it, skipping it, savoring it. We had a couple of others that we went over in our Tuesday night meeting. I think it was share. So we had shrink, swap, skip, savor. Somebody came up with share, split. I know share and split kind of were the same thing, but share, split. Do y'all remember what the others were that we had in our Tuesday night in-person meeting, ladies? The ladies that were there. So anyway, we were talking about that last week, and we were talking about that in reference to Thanksgiving coming up. You could use this for anything, and I think this one was really good because I have spent like the whole week picking up foods and being like, do I want to share it? Do I want to skip it? Do I want to split it? Do I want to savor it? What do I want to do with this food? So I've been using a lot of my S words for 400 schwards for 400, Alex. And I asked you last week, in reference to Thanksgiving, to think about, and I asked you to take just 10 minutes out of your very busy week and just think about some foods that you know will be coming up, and how you would handle that. Would you, what would be your S word that you would handle for that? So Katie, good job, Katie, by the way, for doing your homework. Katie always wants to do her homework, and she's always remorseful after Sunday because she forgets to do it. 2 thumbs ups, Katie. 2 thumbs ups. You did your homework ahead of time this week, so it is on here. So Katie is going to S-word shrink her portion of mashed potatoes and stuffing, and S-word savor 1 homemade dessert. I think that's a fantastic idea because she can get mashed potatoes, probably anytime. Stuffing, that's pretty much a once a year thing, for my family. And that homemade dessert, savor every bite of it. Then Lynn's S word is also shrink. Shrink. When her family gets together for Thanksgiving, instead of taking a huge helping of her sister's dressing, so that must be some fantastic dressing because apparently she normally gets a huge helping of it, she's going to shrink it and take a smaller sized portion. She's also going to fill up, and hello, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. She's also going to fill up her plate with turkey, green beans, baked sweet potato, some other things. So she's going to swap out some things that would normally be a higher point item, and, swap it out for something so that she can take a modest, helping of her sister's dressing. And Deanna has decided that Turkey Day, what's all the hubbub? 3 hours of cooking in the kitchen for 10 minutes of eating. So she's going to skip a lot of it. So she is skipping. She's not a huge turkey fan, so she's going to skip that. She's not a huge fan of the 3 hours of cooking for 10 minutes of eating, so she's going to skip that. So she says she's going to skip turkey. She's going to skip all the fruity Thanksgiving-y vegetables that take a long time to fix, and she's probably not going to eat them anyway. Instead, though, she's going to savor anything that comes her way that's homemade. So anything that's homemade, like stuffing. And it's funny that like 3 different people have said stuffing or dressing. Y'all must love stuffing or dressing. So stuffing, mashed potatoes, dessert. So some of those homemade things, those are the things that she's going to savor. So bravo, everyone. Y'all did a great job on your homework. And y'all actually talked about some foods that I had never, not that I'd never heard of before, but that I had never had. So yeah, so that was been a pretty interesting week on our skip it, savor it, share it, swap it, you know, whatever you were going to do for your S word. So bravo again, everyone who did their homework, and you can still do your homework. You still get street cred if you do it now. Okay. This week though, we are talking about shaping our sleep routine. And I just have to say that I find it incredibly ironic that our topic was sleep last week, leading into the weekend where the time changed for everyone in the United States, with the exception of Hawaii, Arizona, and there's even an exception in Arizona. I think is it the Navajo Nation in Arizona? They do have observe the time change, but the rest of Arizona doesn't. I don't know. It was kind of weird. So everyone in the U.S. and her territories, except for Hawaii, Arizona, except the Navajo Nation, and the American Samoa, Guam, Northern Mariana Islands. I don't even know where those are at. If you're from there, let me know, because I didn't even know that was a U.S. territory. Puerto Rico and the U.S. Virgin Islands. So I find it ironic that we're talking about sleep the same weekend that the time changed. I'm also just curious, is there anyone here from an area where the time did not change? Also, is there anyone here that's like me and thought that it changed at midnight? I'm 57 years old, so I've done this twice a year, every year for 57 years. I just assumed that it happened at midnight, that at midnight 01, the time either moved forward or moved back. It's at 2 a.m. in whatever time zone you're in. I didn't know that. So I was today years old when I found, actually I was yesterday days old when I found that out. Did not know that. Okay. But Weight Watchers wasn't the only entity that was chatting about sleep and the importance of it this week. I literally saw it everywhere I looked. A magazine that I was reading, a commercial that I saw, something that popped up on Facebook, something that popped up on Reels. It was weird. I don't know if it's because the time was getting ready to change, but I saw it in multiple places. So I was thinking, is it really that important? Is the time changing? Is sleep, things revolving around sleep, is it really that important? Let's find out. Okay, the first thing I want to tell you about this whole sleep situation is we're all pretty much just large toddlers, okay? So once you get down to it, all of us, me, you, her, him, we're all just we're just toddlers in much larger bodies, okay? And since we are all toddlers in larger bodies, I wanted to tell you that according to the Mayo Clinic, children and adults may suffer some of the following ill effects from a frequent lack of sleep or disrupted sleep. So a lack of sleep, like if you're getting 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, there's a lady in our in-person Weight Watchers group that's getting like 3 hours of sleep a night. I think her work schedule maybe has her just all jacked up. There are people who are getting disrupted. John is back at his normal job for the next 2 months, and I'm telling you, our sleep has been majorly disrupted since he's been back on that, because he's got guys working on the West Coast, in the middle of the country. They're working nights. We're trying to sleep. So yeah, sleep disruption sometimes is just as it's just as much of an issue as those shorter hours. So we're all just large toddlers. These are some of the things that can happen as a result of that less sleep, like a continued lack of a sleep. That doesn't mean that your child stayed up later on Halloween, overdosed on candy and didn't get as much sleep one night. We're talking about like a consistent thing, or a consistent disruption. So one of the things that could happen, they see a rise in absenteeism from school or work for us large toddlers. Being accident prone. How many times have you been tired from not having enough sleep, tripped over your own feet? Okay. Challenges with impulse control. Really? Okay. So that's why my brain is saying salad, 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 salad. But when I get up to the drive-thru, I blurt out fries and a milkshake because I'm too tired and my impulse control has an issue. Okay, maybe. A decrease in attention span, mental awareness, and the ability to learn or reason. What? Attention span? What were we talking about? We have a lack of, what? Yeah, it can happen. Toddlers and big toddlers alike. Decreased motivation. Is this starting to sound familiar? Like, is some of this starting to sound familiar? Decreased motivation. I know when I have had a continuous lack of sleep, or especially now that, again, John's back at his normal job for just 2 months, I hope, this disruption, I'm like not motivated. I'm so not motivated just being tired. And I don't accredit it to that, but it is. It totally is. Defiance or non-compliance. I'm not doing that. You cannot make me do that. Depression or anxiety. Oh boy. Now the Mayo Clinic's just preaching, okay? Difficulty falling asleep. What? If you're not getting enough sleep, you could create an issue in having difficulty falling asleep? That makes no sense to me, but it's the Mayo Clinic. They know more than I do. They know what they're talking about. Difficulty in waking. That one makes more sense. Hyperactivity and silliness or giddiness. I know some of y'all got that. Impairment in decision making, problem solving, and judgment. Hello. You know, if I'm tired, my decision making is not to decide to have an apple. It's to decide to have French fries or a bag of potato chips or something. An increase in appetite and sugar cravings. Boom. That explains a lot. Poor concentration. Over emotional. Been there, done that. Didn't even know why. Didn't know why I was being over emotional. Poor school performance. Insert poor work performance, poor life performance. Insert whatever you want to there. Signs of cognitive, memory impairment, and forgetting daily tasks. People, that can actually, if you do this enough, that can actually increase your risks of dementia. So this is serious. We've got to talk about sleep. And tantrums, irritability, or aggressive behavior. Okay, now Mayo Clinic, you're just meddling. I am not grumpy. I am not having aggressive behavior because I didn't get enough sleep last night. Okay, so yeah, so now the Mayo Clinic is they're just meddling now. Okay, second thing, you cannot make up for lost time. Okay, I will claw and fight for that extra hour when the time falls back like it did last night. When it falls back each autumn, I will claw and fight for that time, okay? I need that hour. I deserve that hour. That hour was robbed from me in the spring. I need it back in the fall. Who is with me? Who is with me that we deserve to get that hour back in the fall? Okay, good news. We got it back. Bad news. Hello, Barbara. Bad news. That 1 hour doesn't make up for all the times that I stayed up late, way too late to finish a Netflix series, or that I stayed up all night with John to help him drive to Disney. Okay, I just talked while he drove. Or I got up super early because I couldn't stop thinking about something at work, and I just went ahead and got up and drove on in. Okay, so frequently losing hours of sleep, whether it's intentional or not, can't be made up with a nap. That's sad news. I wish it could be made up with a nap. With a nap, it can't be made up with a late morning in bed. It can't even be made up with an annual time change, okay? You can't make all that up with that 1 hour. So back to being a toddler. A few minutes ago, we discussed how much we are like a large toddler, okay? I bet you were nodding your head, like I could feel you all nodding your heads in agreement on at least 3 to 5 of the results that the Mayo Clinic presented to us tonight of not getting enough sleep or from having too much disturbance in your sleep. And if your toddler or young child was exhibiting even just a couple of these things, you better believe you'd be like, we are getting right back to our bedtime routine, okay? You would get them right back on it rather than put up with some of these things or risk permanent damage, to your child. You would get them right back on that routine. So only you know how many hours a night it takes for you to be a sane, productive, and somewhat normal participant in society, okay? Only you know. Some of you, it's 6 hours. Some of you, it's 8 hours. Some of you, it's 10 hours, okay? John is perfectly normal on about 5 or 6 hours a night of sleep, but then he needs like 10 after a few nights. That's just what he needs. That's his normal, that's his sanity level. Let's see so I need you to think about what you've done in the past or what you could do to make sure that most nights, I know every night's not going to work out like this, especially if you have an odd job, if you've got small kids, if you've got an animal that keeps waking you up, that most nights though that you get the perfect amount of sleep for your sanity. Okay, for me, it is number one, I have to turn off the TV, the phone, anything that has a blue light, at least an hour before bed. Blue light glasses don't help me. All of those tricks and tips and whatever on blue light, that does not help me. I have to turn all that stuff off at least an hour before bedtime, before whatever I've designated bedtime is going to be. Number two, I absolutely have to make on that I have the coolest clothes, and I don't mean like cool clothes. I mean like the coolest clothes possible, and that John has on like 6 layers, because if I'm not cool when I go to bed and he's not already toasty warm when he goes to bed, we gonna have a problem, okay? I'm either gonna freeze him out trying to cool myself back down, and I'm past hot flashes, by the way, so I'm either gonna have to freeze him out trying to cool myself down, or I'm just gonna lay there in a sweaty mess, okay? So number two is I have to make sure I have on absolutely the coolest clothes for whatever the season is, and that John has on like 6 layers. Okay, the last thing is for me of my bedtime routine is I need to read. I read for about 30 minutes before I shut off the last of those lights and lay my head down. And that does not mean reading a Kindle. It does not mean reading on my phone. It does not mean reading on a tablet. It is a paper book. Because those overhead lights don't bother me. I can finish reading the book, lay down, and go on to sleep. So your homework for this week is hashtag sleep for your sanity. So it's hashtag SLEEPFORYOURSANITY. Sorry, Lynn, it's a long one. Hashtag sleep for your sanity. So I want you to take 10 minutes again, 5, because you know what you do. Take 5 to 10 minutes this week and list 3 things that you've either done in the past and it worked well, you do right now and it works well, or you think, I'm starting to have some of these issues. I'm starting to have 3, 5, 10, all of these issues. I need to work something out. And I want you to write down what those 3 things are, because it's going to be different for everybody. Everyone's list is not going to look the same, but there might be something on your list that someone else hadn't thought of, like putting on something cool so you're not sweating, or maybe turning off, not doing their Kindle before they go to bed or something, so I want everybody to do your homework, because you really, really might be helping somebody else who's just like, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. I've seen, and thank you, Lynn. Lynn just shared the homework. Thank you very much for always knowing what I'm saying. But like I heard people say, let's see, in our Tuesday night meeting, people were saying things, like I do this, or like I stop eating, more than an hour before bed because my tummy gets upset and I stay up, or I don't eat anything heavy right before bed, or not just about food, or like I brush my teeth, or I wash my face, or we've got one girl, Pam, I don't think that she could go to sleep without completely cleansing her face and putting on her, whatever her stuff is she puts on before she goes to bed. I really don't think that she could lay there and sleep. I just don't think she could. So anyway, it might help somebody else. So please do your homework, do your homework. And again, Lynn just posted that for me. It is hashtag sleep for your sanity. So easy. Just list 3 things that you've done in the past that worked well, you're doing them now, or that you think should do in the future to help you get whatever that appropriate number of hours is for you to be, again, a sane and productive member of society. Yeah, and as your boss and your friend, if you work for me, I want you to do that. Okay. Okay, and Melissa's already done hers, so we'll get Casey to hurry and make a homework badge so that I can give you your homework badge. Okay, whew. We are at the halfway mark, and so it is time for a little bit of water, and it's time for me to put on my apron. Let me grab my apron real quick. If you're brand new with us, this is a 1-hour chat, and the first 30 minutes is whatever the topic was from the prior week. People, let me tell you, it has never been so important that you share with your friends and tell them to come to our chats. They are free. B, they are almost every Sunday. And I say almost every Sunday. There have been a handful of Sundays that I have missed. C, you can no longer access the weekly topic under Discover Content, but I'm still gently nudging for that and need you all to gently nudge for that to get that back. And if you don't have an in-person workshop to attend, you don't know. There's no other way for you to find out what the weekly topic was. So if you've got some friends who are struggling with the weekly topic, who need to know the weekly topic, would love to know what it's about, you might want to get them to join our chats. And we can all say hello to them because they are brand new. Okay, so second half, y'all, everybody get a drink of water. I'm going to go ahead and get my drink of water, and we'll start the fun part. And I'm about watered out today. Yeah, Vicky says she's been talking with her leader about this. Yeah, exactly. And I'm drinking vitamin water tonight because I'm about watered out. I'm about to hear with actual real water today. Okay, let me grab my apron real quick. And we will be good to go for the second half. I already had my hair up from where Karen and I were walking, so you don't have to deal with me too much. Still fiddling with it a little bit. Don't have to deal with me too much. But because other people might be eating this, I'll go ahead and put my hair up, yeah, just to make everybody feel better about that. And let's see, Barbara says, you're the most faithful person I know. Oh, well, thank you to do this every week. I enjoy it, Barbara, and it keeps me on the straight and narrow too. Okay. So for the second half of tonight's chat, we are going to be talking about the introduction to soup season. Okay, so we are very quickly approaching soup season. Your neck of the woods may already be there. You may already be in an area where it's been cooler outside, crisper outside. I can tell you with the time change and with the days getting shorter, I don't know, soup is something that I crave. I love a big salad in the summertime, and I'll still eat salads in the winter, in the cooler months, in the crisper months, in the shorter day months, but there's something about some soup. So, oh, and Vicki made some chili today. So, I'm going to spend tonight showing you how to adjust something like a pre-bought something to make it more like a homemade soup if you don't have time to make one. I did not have time to make any homemade soup this week, but John is out of town. Like I said, the girls are over at their other grandparents' house right now, and Casey and Alan have a whole lot to do, so they're not going to be eating with me a lot. So I decided this week, since I didn't have time to stop, and Pam made potato soup today, awesome. I decided that today I would show y'all how to bulk up one of my favorite pre-made soups. Might do another one next week, but we got to get serious about Thanksgiving, so maybe might not next week. Okay, some of you all have already heard me talk about Wendy's. So Wendy's has in our area, and I don't know about your area, and you'll have to let me know so I know if there's if this is everywhere or if it's just local to us. And Sandra made some potatoes and corn soup, yum. But Wendy's in our area does have this family size chili, and the family size chili is big. I don't know how much this weighs. So yeah, don't know how much this weighs, but it's quite heavy. And I get this maybe, I don't know, maybe once every other month. And I'll make, so we talked, the last time I got one, we talked about all these different things that I was going to use this for. Like we had a chili bar at Casey's house one night. So we did we put the chili out. Actually, we did that for Bo's birthday. And so we had tortilla chips for the normal people, or for those of us who wanted to count them. We had lettuce if you wanted to make a taco salad. We had salsa, we had sliced jalapenos, we had, gosh, what all did we have? Shredded light cheese, some light sour cream. What else did we have? Seems like we had something else. But for her birthday, for Bo's birthday, because we knew the kids were just going to be going crazy, the adults were the ones who needed to eat. We just set all this up. So we set up the chili, and then we set up the tortilla chips and the salad stuff and the cilantro and the sour cream and all that kind of stuff to put it. And we just let people go make whatever they wanted to if they just wanted to make. We did not have any avocado, but that would be fantastic in there, Melissa. We didn't have a lot of people at Bo's birthday party. Basically, it was going to be me. I was going to be the only one eating the avocado, so I didn't do that. But avocado would be a great addition to that. So this Wendy's family style chili comes in this little box like this. And we're going to find out tonight how many cups it has. So, oh, and Rita says how much for that. Okay, yeah, completely forgot that. So we're going to find out how many servings are actually in this container. And Rita wants to know how much it is. Okay, so on the sign at our Wendy's, and our Wendy's is in Knoxville, Tennessee, they never, not once, have charged me what it says on the sign. So on the sign, it says, I think today it said $12.99. So, you know, this is pretty heavy. I should have weighed this. So $12.99 for this big family size of chili. Yeah, and Rita says I need to do that for our next get together. You totally do. Because, I mean, I love making homemade chili, but it doesn't get any easier than this. Let me make a side note. 2 side notes, actually. So, 2 side notes. So, this Wendy's family size chili is perfect for the adults or the odd children in your life. Like, Bo loves chili. Alyssa hates it. But it's perfect for that. Also, Wendy's has a family size chicken nugget. So, I'm not saying that nuggets are a great value on, you know, for your Weight Watchers dollar, but for the little kids, I got one of these and I got one of the family size nuggets, and then everybody brought the sides that I mentioned that you had your add-ins that you could do with the chili. Perfect, it worked out perfectly. So the sign today at the Wendy's just over the hill here said $12.99, and when the boy finished ringing me up, it was $10, like $10.05 or something, and I went, sure, okay. Whatever. When you get your Wendy's chili, your Wendy's family size chili, make sure that you ask for a few cups. Even if you're not planning on using them, I always ask them for a few cups so that we have them if we need them. I also ask them for some spoons, which they gave me, and I always ask them for some of their sour cream, and I normally ask them for crackers. I don't eat the crackers because it's I think it's 2 points for a pack of crackers. And I don't need crackers. I get them if, like when we were doing the chili bar, but when it's just me by myself, I don't need it. Okay, so the second thing I was gonna say, the second comment that I was gonna say about this is Wendy's chili that was made this morning. Yes, it is made from broken up hamburgers. So it's got hamburgers and beans, and it's just chili. It just tastes like chili. But this is not, so this is fresh Wendy's chili, and when you order it, they take out this little bowl, and it doesn't freak them out. I've done it enough times now that they don't go and start looking for the manager to figure out how to do it, and they just literally ladle chili like they would put in this cup if you ordered it. They literally just ladle that into this container. Sometimes they fill it all the way to the top. I had one girl filled it so full to the top that when she put the lid on, she had to put it inside of a plastic bag because it was leaking. So this second fact or comment, whatever, that I promised you 5 minutes ago I was going to say, this is nothing, zero, couldn't be farther from that gross chili of Wendy's that comes in a can. Do not buy that. Do not buy that. Do me a favor. Don't buy it. Do me a favor. If you do buy it, go ahead and throw it away because it is terrible. It's awful. If you need to have Wendy's chili available all the time, freeze it. Portion it out and freeze it. Do not buy the stuff that's already in a can. Again, it is nasty. Okay, so first thing tonight, we're going to figure out how much is in this. So I don't know. I have no idea. The serving size is a small. So this is a small Wendy's chili, and the large is about this big. I don't know if you can see it or not, but can y'all see? I'll try to hold it in the light. Okay, you can see it right there. See that little crease that's right there? Or if you look on the inside, it is right, it's in the same spot. It's like, I don't know if y'all can see that or not. There it is, there it is. Can you see that? So that little crease on the inside, or it's that little bulgy out spot, that is where they're supposed to fill it to. Again, sometimes, oh, Lynn, no, just get rid of it. Just, oh, it's awful. Get rid of it. Yeah, and Mary's exactly right. It's higher in points and it costs more. It definitely costs more. I mean, this whole thing was, well, he charged me, what, $10.05 today or something, which still isn't right. It's not what it said on the sign. But anyway, so that little crease line, if you can see that, that's 1 cup. So a serving of Wendy's chili, the small, is 1 cup, and that's 5 points. So we're going to see how many servings are in this. So there's 1. And I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm going to count that as 2 because I ate a cup of it earlier. I couldn't help it. I had Wendy's chili in here, and it smelled so good. So that's 2. Here's 3. 4. 5. It's going to be right at 6. Ooh. And I just dropped it on my hand. So there is 6 and a smidge, okay? So if you get one of these, and if they don't fill it up way past the line, it should be about 6 and a smidge servings. So, which is perfect. That was kind of my guess, because what I wanted to show you today, and hopefully, I'll tell you what, I'm gonna rinse my hands off real quick just because I dumped that on my hands. Okay, because what I wanted to show you today, I needed there to be 6 cups of Wendy's chili, and guess what? There are right at 6 cups. Okay. So now my family size Wendy's chili is empty. The container is empty. But what to do with that? What am I going to do with that? Well, because John's out of town, the girls are with their other grandparents, blah, 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 blah. I'm going to be spending a lot of time alone this week. I decided, and I didn't have time to make any chili. I didn't have time to pre-prepare any soup for this week. I decided that I would bulk up some Wendy's chili, and I can eat it in different ways, but I'm going to bulk it up in a different way than the last time that we had Wendy's chili together. So I currently have 6 cups of Wendy's chili in this bowl. 6 cups is 30 points, because remember, it's 5 points per cup. Okay, to that I'm going to add 1.5 cups. So this is right at, well, it's almost 2. This is almost 2 cups of air fryer butternut squash, and not gonna lie, I bought it already cut up, or I bought it already cubed, and then I just cut the cubes. I just made the cubes smaller, but this is butternut squash. Ooh, it smells good. So butternut squash, I cooked it in the air fryer. I cut it into smaller cubes, sprayed it with a little bit of avocado oil. You can spray it with olive oil. You can spray it, spritz it with some kind of nonstick oil. And then I cooked it in the air fryer on 400 for 20 minutes. So cubed butternut squash, a little bit of nonstick spray. I didn't add any seasonings because I knew I was going to be putting it in the chili. You can totally put a little bit of salt and pepper. You can do sweet seasonings if you want to. You can do garlic. You can do whatever you want to. I did not add any seasonings, again, because I'm going to be putting it in the chili. But butternut squash, 400 degrees for 20 minutes in the air fryer, and it makes it the perfect texture to put it into the chili. So I'm going to add, that's almost 2 cups. So that is almost 2 cups of butternut squash, which is 0 points. Okay, then I thought, what else do I want to be in there? Because I want to bulk this up. I've got to make this last the whole time that John is gone. Didn't just want chili Had it as chili today. Didn't just want chili, wanted something kind of different. So I bought 2 different kinds of corn, and I thought I would decide tonight which one I'm going to use. So I got some Del Monte Mexican style street corn, and I thought, you know, that sounds really good. Wouldn't Mexican style street corn be really good in this chili? But I scanned it, saw how many points it was, so I went back and also got just some regular gold and white corn. So the gold and white corn, because it's just corn, it's 0 points. This one, the Mexican street corn, for this whole can is 8 points. So I did some quick math and decided that for tonight's experiment, I will not be using the Mexican style street corn. I'll save it for something else. So for tonight, I'm gonna Swords for 400, and I always thought it was Schwartz for 500, and it's actually 400. But anyway, I'm gonna Swords for 400. Alex, skip the Mexican street corn, or I'm gonna swap the Mexican street corn, and instead I'm gonna use the regular corn, so that it's a 0 point addition. I'm gonna get another sip of my drink while my kitchen mama takes that lid off for us. Sarah, did you ever figure out how to get yours to work? How to get your kitchen mama to let go when you wanted her to let go? So it changes pitch when it's all the way around. You hear the change in the pitch, and then you just hit the stop button and it should let go. And then you just pop that off. Okay, I don't necessarily want all that corn juice in there, so I'm gonna dump that out. I'm gonna drain it. I'm not gonna squeeze it, I'm just gonna drain it a little bit just because I don't want all that extra liquid in. So now to my Wendy's chili. 2 of them broke? What are you talking about? How did you break one? I've used this one like 100 times. How in the world? Oh my goodness. Maybe I just need to come show you how to use it. Okay, so now I have 6 cups of Wendy's chili. I have about 2 cups of already cooked and cubed and cooked butternut squash. Again, somebody's getting ready to ask, how long did you cook the butternut squash? 400 degrees for 20 minutes and shake it, okay? Okay, so now I've added this corn. So I'm going to stir this up just a little bit. Okay, so now I have what should be, from what I measured before, I should have 9 cups. Now I should have 9 cups because I've got 6 cups of Wendy's chili, about 2 cups of butternut squash, and then 1 3/4 cups of corn. We could keep adding stuff to this. We could put some more salsa in this. We could put another kind of beans. We could put like some black beans in there if you like black beans in your chili. We could put refried beans. We could put a whole, there you go. Melissa just said, black beans would be a good add too for color. Let me see if I have any. I do not have any down where I could get it. Please, I'll just go check. I'll go check and see if we can make Melissa's wish come true. And not today, Melissa. Sorry. No extra black beans here at KC Kitchen Center, but she's exactly right. Black beans would be pretty. You could do like lima beans. Believe it or not, I mean, I'm not a huge lima bean fan on its own, but lima beans, yes, you can bulk it up very well. Thank you. But lima beans mixed into chili, they just disappear. You can't even taste them. So now we have 9 cups instead of just 6 cups of chili. And remember, 1 cup of Wendy's chili was 5 points, but now I have 9 cups. And everything that I've added to it so far is 0 points. So I have a couple of choices while John's out of town and while I'll be pretty much eating by myself. So 9 cups, if I wanted to still make this into a 1 cup serving, and remember, the 1 cup, because I have 4 more of these. So if I wanted to use these, the little cute little Wendy's cups, and stop it right there where that little ridge is, or you can see it on the inside. So it's got a little mark on there so that you'll know. And I guess so that the employees will know when they're standing over there, you know, ladling it out for you. So I have 2 choices to make now. I can do 9 1-cup servings, and it would be 3.3 points. So nobody's going to track 3.3 points. So after you put all this together, it's going to come up as 4. Just going to say, Weight Watchers math. No, actually, it'll come up as 3. But then if you ate 2 cups of it, it would come up as 7 instead of as 6. So 1 cup, it would come up as 3. 2 cups, it would come up as 7. It's Weight Watchers math. Or I could do 6 1.5 cups, which would be bigger than this. It would be this much. So I could do 9 1 cups for 3 points a serving, or I could do 6 1.5 cup servings, and it would be back to the original 5 points. Okay, so I just hashtag bulked that up to have half again as much. So it would be 1.5 of these for that original 5 points, because everything I added was 0 points. Or I could do 1 cup. Okay, Melissa's like, I think Melissa drove by, because she don't live that far from here. I think she drove by and saw my car, and then she like snooped. She like looked in the windows to snoop, because I did get 3 sweet potatoes. So I got 3 sweet potatoes, so that 3 of the nights that John is gone, I can have a baked sweet potato for, and I think the size I got is 3 points, a baked sweet potato, and then I can have some of my hashtag bulk it up Wendy's chili that has Wendy's chili. It also has corn, and it has butternut squash in it. I can do that for 3 nights. I could do it as chili, add some green onions, add some cilantro, add a little bit of light sour cream. Or if you did, remember to ask your person at Wendy's if you could have some cups and some sour cream. 1 packet of their sour cream, it's also light sour cream. 1 packet of theirs is 1 point. You could totally do that. Or if you wanted to swap the sour cream and use some non-fat plain Greek yogurt instead, this is really good as a sour cream substitute. You could leave that off, and you could swap it. Remember those S words? You could swap it for some non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and that would be 0 points added to it. Or, and I'm not planning on sharing this, so that S word is not going to exist, because I ain't sharing this with anybody. Okay, that'll be just exactly enough to last me the whole time that John is gone. Oh, Melissa says, add some heart of palm noodles. Yeah, I could totally do that. Gwen, our fearless leader Gwen, likes fat-free refried beans. She puts those in a bowl, and then she uses half of the amount of chili that she was going to eat to put on there, and then she uses a little bit of non-fat plain Greek yogurt, and she uses fat-free cheese. I don't eat fat-free cheese. But she loves it on this, so I went ahead and got myself some another can. Like we used a whole can of this last week. I got myself another can of the La Preferida fat-free refried beans. And do not fool yourself and think that the ones that say vegan or vegetarian, that's the same. It is not. It has to say fat-free for these to be 0 points, but it's fantastic on that. Or you can just make it as chili. You can totally just make it as chili. It's whatever you want to do. But you don't have to just use butternut squash. You don't have to just use corn. Again, you could use peas. You could use lentils. You could use, like Melissa said, hearts of palm. You could use anything to bulk it up. And so now I'm going to have, if I want to, I can have half again as much, half again as much chili, because I've bulked it up as I would have if I had just left it alone. So there it is. This is tonight's version, or this week's version, because I've got nobody else to eat with. This week's version of bulked up Wendy's chili. Barbara said you can make low-fat Petros. You could totally make low-fat Petros. Oh, I also got, I'm not going to go drag it out, but I also got a salad mix, because 2 of those nights, so 3 nights, I'm going to be having a baked sweet potato with this on here. at least one of the nights I'm going to be having the refried beans with some of this chili on there, and then I've got a just a loose bagged just some salad leaves, and I'm going to be having like a taco salad one night. So the ideas are endless. The opportunities are endless. The ways to bulk things up like this, soups, like if you need to buy. Yeah, Lynn says over tortilla chips to make nachos. Perfect. That would be perfect. But the ideas are endless. You can take, if you needed to get, like if you don't have time to make some soup, you could take oh my gosh, Sylvia doesn't know what petros are. Ah! Okay, hold on. I'll explain them real quick. Whew. But you could take this, I mean, the ideas are endless. So at the 1992 World's Fair here in Knoxville, a company invented something called a petro that a lot of other parts of the country call a, what is it y'all call it? A walking taco or I forget what y'all call it, but it's basically corn chips, it's Frito chips and chili, and then you can get sour cream, black olives. Ooh, I've got some black olives. I could put black olives in this too. Ooh, now y'all got me thinking. But anyway, so it's chili, chips, cheese, sour cream, onions, you know, things like that. So good. And I forget, y'all call it something, there's parts of the country that y'all call it something else, like a Frito bag, a Frito pie. Yeah, that would be it. Lynn says a Frito pie. So a walking taco, is that what it's called? So I've heard people tell me that y'all just, some people, not y'all, but some people just take the Frito bag, cut the top of it off, and then pour all of the ingredients in there, and then just walk around and eat it with a spoon. So I've heard y'all say that too, but for us, it's called a petro, and they invented that for the 1992 World's Fair, and I was there. I was a teenager, but I was there. Okay, but anyway, the ideas are endless. If you needed to get some other kind of pre-made soup and hashtag bulk it up, you can totally do this. I do that with potato soup. I will steam an entire bag of broccoli, like get a thing of a thing of potatoes, already made potato soup at the store. Steam a whole thing of broccoli, pour it in there, and then you've got broccoli cheddar soup. So good, so good. Anyway, the ideas are endless. The possibilities are endless. But I'm gonna go ahead and get this cleaned up because again, I'm by myself this week. So I'm gonna get this cleaned up. I'm gonna go home and start my bedtime routine so that I can be sane tomorrow. So I need to turn off all of my devices. I need to make sure I have on the coolest clothes even though no one is there to get my bed super heated up. And I'm gonna read for 30 minutes, so don't forget to do your homework this week. But I hope y'all had a great time. I did, and this is my dinners for this week are smelling fantastic. And there is John, who probably has got the heat cranked up in his room since I'm not there to turn it down. But if you are watching this on YouTube later, go ahead and let that next video roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. Pretty please hit subscribe. My subscribers for some weird reason are just going down. I'm one of the few people that talks about the weekly topic every week. Please, let's go ahead and tell our friends. But you know, it's free. It's free to hit the subscribe button, so y'all should do it. Anyway, I hope y'all have a great week, and I will see you next time. Good night.